So, featured project today. A lot of people have been excited and interested in Ferrum network. A lot of our subs have asked us to, talk about it. A lot of the groups that I'm part of in the Telegram space, it's been a hot topic to talk about. So I thought, let's get Ian in and have a chat. So, Ian, are you there?
Hey, Ash. So great to be here. Thanks for having me on.
Great to talk. Thanks very much for coming on. And I guess the first thing, in case people don't know anything about sort of Ferrum network, is what's it all about?
Sure. So, God, we've been at this 2 years, and it's something that's a sort of a theme that's been with us since before we got into crypto is, how do we achieve mass adoption, right? How do we get average people into the space and grow the market sort of from the ground up? And it's not something I don't think we've solved yet. There's been many projects trying to, figure out how do we solve the scalability problems of Bitcoin or Ethereum. We're looking at the mass adoption from a little bit of a different standpoint, right? We're trying to build tools, useful tools that really help new people come into the space, right? We do this through a number of different technologies, link drops, staking. It's really become a DeFi ecosystem, but always from the viewpoint of how do we make this easier for new people to come into crypto.
So DeFi is obviously, I might explain actually, Ian has changed rooms, so he hasn't simply teleported to another place. We've been having Wi-Fi problems, so if he suddenly now appears in a completely different room, that is why. But DeFi space exploding, obviously there's a real appetite for DeFi at the moment, and staking is part of that. Why is that appetite there, do you think?
Well, again, I think it comes down to the stakeholders and participants' appetite for passive income. If you already believe in a project, why not stake their tokens, lock them up in some way, shape, or form, and earn what's essentially interest for doing that? And when the yields are as high as you've seen on some projects, it becomes extremely attractive, right? So and it's something we've learned firsthand in launching our own staking mechanism that we utilized for the Ferrum token back in November. But this technology, it really works with any Ethereum-based token. So we thought, why not test the market and see if other projects, especially some of these newer projects that's coming online, might benefit from this. And it's turned out to be a hit. We've actually signed up about 20 different projects now that are using what we call the Ferrum DeFi Staking mechanism. Essentially allows participants to lock up their tokens and earn rewards for doing that. And so we're really excited to launch that in the Unifier wallet, hopefully next week.
So onto Unifier, I've just downloaded it today. So, I'm still playing around with it, but it seems very cool, seems very straightforward, doesn't seem overly complicated once you've got your private sort of key phrases down safe, which is part of most crypto journeys, I think. What's the main aim with the Unifier wallet?
Well, again, I think if you look at the wallet and then understand our overall vision for all our products, it comes down to user friendliness and the ability to onboard new people into the space. We built a number of unique and proprietary technologies to enable this goal. For instance, we built something called link drops, which essentially allows anyone to send crypto to over any medium, so Telegram, Twitter, Facebook, WeChat, even email, using a simple link, right? And so all of a sudden, you can now send crypto to your grandmother in an email, right? And she doesn't have to have a wallet address in advance. She clicks the link. There's a simple process we call double confirmation to make sure you're dealing with the right person, so you don't have to worry about sending money to the wrong address ever again. And the money's automatically deposited in her wallet, right? So this kind of simple technology that solved one of the fundamental problems in the crypto space, namely the fear everybody has when sending crypto to an address.
Is it going to be okay? I still do it when I send crypto now. Lisa comes in, we have this double buddy system. It's like diving, the buddy system. Literally, I'm about to send it, she comes in, checks it, is it okay? I then check hers, we check it. It's fucking terrifying. And we've been doing this since 2016.
I know. And then we wonder why there's only 40 million wallets in the world, and most average people are too scared to even bother with crypto at all. So until we solve these fundamental problems as a space, we're not going to achieve the levels of mass adoption that we all want to see. And so again, that's emblematic of how we approach our products and our entire ecosystem.
So in your entire ecosystem, you've obviously got this wallet, you've got the DEX as well that your aim is to kind of lock up the whole ecosystem so you can trade, you can send, you can stake, kind of all inside the Ferrum world. Is that the plan?
That's it. And we think there's a real opportunity now in this market, especially with Ethereum being so congested, the gas prices being so high, and yet there being an appetite for DeFi products. And so what we're building is basically a DeFi ecosystem that's going to exist on our own cross-chain DAG network. What does that mean? Well, that essentially means that any token or crypto asset can be exchanged and transacted within our network and using our products, but for much faster and cheaper than if you were doing those same transactions on Ethereum or Bitcoin. That's the overall vision for Ferrum. We're going one step at a time, right? We started with the products because if you build a main net with no users, it has no utility. So we start with the products. We start with the product in Africa. Now we built Unifier Wallet. We're scaling that up. And then in a few months, we're going to launch the main net to achieve this sort of cross-chain interoperability and high speeds and low-cost transactions. And once that happens, then we can build Infinity DEX on top of that network and really sort of take the crypto world by storm, because all of a sudden you can you can exchange a Bitcoin for an Ethereum in milliseconds for almost no network fees, right? And that's a massive breakthrough. So it's step by step, but I think this time next year, Ferrum is going to be in a very, very different position just based on all the tech we have in the pipeline.
And you touched on interoperability there. I mean, that's one of the, there's been such crypto kind of tribalism that we've encountered over the last few years. It's just, the people who like Tron hate EOS, the people who like EOS hates it. That all needs to kind of be solved, and there be just some sort of interoperability between the whole space, really, isn't there, in order for it to be taken more seriously and people to be able to move freely between everything.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, I'm not sure technology will solve that sort of inherent tribalism that humans seem to display sort of across. I mean, it doesn't matter whether you're talking politics or crypto. This is sort of how we're hardwired. But that being said, I think there is a real need to connect the networks and allow people to swap and exchange the tokens that they hold and that they like very fast, very cheap with other tokens that might not exist on that same chain. The only way to do that now is through a centralized exchange. Well, a centralized exchange is the antithesis of what crypto stands for, right? They've basically become the gatekeepers of this industry and taken the power away from you and I. And so as soon as we can solve that problem and create a centralized exchange experience, but on a DEX, that's when we've really changed the industry, I think.
Now, I've got some specific questions from some of our sort of guys that have, I said what we were speaking and sort of that asked for some questions out there. And some of the questions I have are, when is staking available? First question.
So we've already run 2 rounds of Ferrum staking, once in November and once in February. The way we structure is we do rounds, right? A staking, basically a week-long staking event. The next one we're going to run will be through the Unifier wallet. And that technology, that platform is nearly done. I expect us to launch that next week. Ferrum will not be the first token that you'll be able to stake on Unifier Wallet. We have clients that paid us a lot of money, and we need to launch it for them first. But hopefully within the next month or so, we will open up a 3rd round of Ferrum staking through the Unifier Wallet.
Great. Next one is, so somebody says rewards heavily seem to favour those who hold more than 100,000K FRM. What incentives will there be for sort of smaller holders?
Sure. So what I think that question is getting at is the Ferrum holders benefit tiers, right? Which is a different sort of rewards mechanism to staking. Staking will have a very, very minimal threshold for participation. I think last time we did it, I think it was 5,000 Ferrum tokens. The reason why the 100,000 plus threshold is as high as it is It was because we're actually giving out other tokens to those holders. It's not Ferrum, and you don't have to stake. You're just holding. And how that works is every project that wants to list on Unifier Wallet pays us about $2,000 in tokens. We don't take that for ourselves. We give that to the Ferrum holders, anyone who holds 100,000 or more. So if we diluted that and basically say, okay, everyone who has 5,000 Ferrum gets a little airdrop. Well, instead of getting a $15 airdrop, everyone will get a 50-cent airdrop, and that doesn't have a lot of value. So for those who have less Ferrum, staking is coming. Staking is it's really for everybody. The minimum is going to be quite low. So don't worry.
Somebody was saying, DeFi exploding right now. Is this sustainable, or is this just another bubble where in 2021 we're going to be looking back and going, that was the DeFi bubble, we're into the next one. We had security tokens was last year's. There's these kind of, these moments seem to happen in crypto where everybody's just all into the new thing. But I mean, personally, I feel like DeFi is too big a thing to just be a fad.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you. I mean, just going back to the first question and answer, I mean, DeFi solves a real problem in that, it's achieving yields on traditional sort of old world assets is very, very difficult. And so DeFi solves that problem, and it's a big problem, and the solutions, I think, for the most part, are quite good. Now, that said, there are bad actors. There are often times when protocols are flawed and people lose a bunch of money. So we have to clear out that nonsense. But I think, like anything, I mean, even the ICO bubble, most were scams, but a few rose to the top and actually added value to the industry. I see no reason why DeFi wouldn't be similar to that.
And the last question, which I couldn't resist asking, was from Jock, and he said simply, when Lambo? Which is a phrase
obviously can't make any sort of comments on price speculation, but all I can say is we are working nonstop to bring value to the Ferrum stakeholders, the Ferrum community, and in addition to staking, which is coming out, and another major innovation in the Unifier Wallet, which will be peer-to-peer exchange of fiat for altcoins. That's a big one. But we also have an initiative that we're working on now that I think is going to be extremely attractive to the Ferrum holders. I can't wait to reveal it. It's a really, really big side project we've been working on, and it should be announced in the next week or two.
That sounds good. Well, maybe we can get you back on in a couple of months. You can tell us, some more updates about what's been going on. It's a project we're watching very closely. It's a real pleasure to chat today. And if people want to find out a bit more about Ferrum Network, where do we send them?
Well, you can go to ferrum.network, our website, our Telegram channel, Twitter, I think it's at Ferrum Network. You can find me on Telegram, iFriend05. I'm pretty much available at any time if people want to ask questions. We welcome anyone in the community, and we look forward to having you on board.
So on the Unifier wallet, Ian said he was going to send me some Ferrum over using the drop link so I could see how easy it was. Couldn't have been simpler. I received an email, clicked on the link, it fired open Unifier wallet, and that Ferrum just appeared inside my wallet. He actually got the opportunity to click to approve it, which is another good fail-safe, and it seems a really easy, simple system to use.